we use the shit that I'm going to see. Make them chao. I know a head, I know when me with minutes a kind of guess you I see.
Yeah, and he thanks everybody, the big men there, and all the leadership here.
Check out what you can, I go kind of go, one way to go. There is a thing to check it in your home, and we tell Bago Kika, I can't check, you can go say, I go get my Hina Guantui. You can say, you suggest, I didn't think I do it. I wrote a book like a Telizia.
Yeah, and he would also like to thank Mr. Bruce who brought all these things. And some people used to call them speaker here, but he's very thankful that he could brought everything that is here today to this community.
Teachers is called the same. Teacher, the teacher, the teacher says, sing the same teacher, sing called Eva, go, see, go, Tarako, teachers, we say, you can go to Tarakacha.
And you can see different teachers here, even the principal is here, and all the teachers are just wondering when are we going to officially open?
Nako achete kamika se nkamsi khona ko otsi manika ke sechi nga suake si gama mka ngoe si ngasi gama mka tamdu hu eka aga wiga ko hich kan ba ke.
Everybody from this community, we are in the bush, but can you see what they brought to us? We should be thankful and give a round of applause for this, everything that has come to our way. Yeah, it was 5 schools. One was already open. Now this is the second. There are still 3 left. And we should be thankful. Yeah, and I don't have anything further to say, but all I would like to say is the parents should push their children to always go to school and do good in school.
I'm going to
Yes, today the issue of not dressing well should not be a problem, because if you finish school one day, you will buy your own stuff, you will be a driver, you can even be a pilot one day. Some of you might even become doctors and further things. Even look at the boys and girls here. They will become one day. Because if you are educated, one day you might even think, oh, it was a good thing for me to become educated. Now I know everything and will not be like others.
It was actually my father who, for health reasons, can't be here today. But when he heard Alan talk about this village school project and talk about it so passionately, he said, okay, I want to get involved, I want to help. And that's very much part of his personality, willing to help others and being generous. And so when it comes to education, he himself, or even his mother, who actually, when the plaque is unveiled later today, is in her memory, they didn't have access to great education. But since then, they've really advocated for educational projects because they truly believe that with education comes opportunity. And so as a family, we knew from our experiences we could contribute in two main ways. One from the construction material side. This school has been built with a specific panel that has great thermal properties, durable, resilient for this type of environment. We obviously, when we embarked on this project, had no idea how difficult logistically and remotely this project would be. But teamwork and collaboration for a project like this is really what makes it come to life, from the local level to even us at an international level. And we are so delighted to be part of this project in our unique way, and so incredibly happy to see the result of all of these years of hard work really come to life. So thank you very much.
The purpose of Nyana Village Schools was to increase access to education amongst the Jungwasi San communities of the Tsumkwe constituency. The schools are located in remote villages between 25 and 90 kilometers. The Nyana Village Schools consist of 6 schools, namely Benskem Village School, Katoba Village School, Karu Village School, Noma Village School, Dainpost Village Schools, and Denui Village School, where we are gathered today. In San culture, it is important for the youngest children to remain close to their families. For this reason, parents will not typically send their lower primary age children to the school in Tsumkwe and to live in the hostel on their own. The village schools allow for learners in grade 1 to 3 to attend school in culturally sensitive environment and remain within or near their home village and families. With the help of our donors, we are having now newly constructed buildings, which are 2 classrooms, kitchen, toilets, boys and girls hostel, and teachers accommodation. Currently, the total number of learners are now 75. Once again, I thank you.
The region is in need of classrooms. 64 classrooms. We need 64 classrooms. In fact, 2 secondary schools in the whole region to cater for the learners. Now today here at Denui, we have 75 learners. I urge parents, please, and please to bring these learners to the school. We should fill up, not 75. 75 is not the number. It's below 100. They can say close the school, they should go to us for this. If we could have more learners, we could employ more teachers so that these learners can be taught by every teacher in every class. Dear parents, we are aging, and this thing of absenteeism now should come to the end. Because we have got the hostels. Learners running away from the school should not be a norm now. We want more learners to come.
I am absolutely, when I spoke earlier today with Alan, I said it's difficult to describe the moment and the emotions because I'm here with a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation. We are all witnessing this commendable work, the classrooms, the kitchen, the toilet for sanitation facilities, the hostels, and everything else that came with it. It's commendable work, ladies and gentlemen. It really exemplifies commitment and selfless sacrifices that were made in the interest of these children. What happened here at Denui was not an impossible task because there was commitment from various investors. There was a commitment and a dedicated effort from the traditional authority. They were planning together. There was uniformity, shared understanding of what we want to achieve. The ministry got involved. The Jungwasi Development Fund, the communities are and remain an integral part of a consultative process. Nothing happened without the communities. They gave their views, shared their experience, shared their expectations, and also how they wish to move forward with these projects. And that makes me extremely proud to be here and to acknowledge and to appreciate such collaborative and dedicated efforts, all for the well-being of the children. Chief Bobo, I believe that this first project, with you as a staunch advocate, you took full ownership. You advocate for the education of the child, for learning to continue. And I do believe that this is a beginning of a pathway to transforming the way we educate and we sustain the well-being of the children, not just for access to education, but also to bring the quality into the classroom, so that actual teaching and learning is a joyful, beautiful experience for the children.
You know, it's true. I'm having now emotions. On the one hand, I'm smiling, full of joy. On the other hand, I want to cry. So everything in me. It is a privilege and a pleasure for me, as I mentioned already, to stand today at the new Denui village school, because this is not the one I knew. I was hoping to see that building. It's not coming. It has to be informed. No, it's planted me there. Denui. Thank you very much. Director of ceremonies, it is universal accepted among built environment experts that our immediate environment influences our mood and behavior. Research has found that school buildings can tell students who they are and what they should think about the world. Findings from the University of Manchester, I think, they find out and suggest that people, if you put them in a poorly designed schools, they might associate themselves with that status, that they reflect the status with themselves, to see themselves as if they are undervalued, they are not worth. And this is different when we enter this building, isn't it? Yes. Now, if we could have that mood of excitement, what more could the learners feel and think when they are in these new buildings? It is in realizing these shortcomings that our friends in education, the JDF, came up with this excellent concept of constructing village schools in Nyanya Conservancy. Indeed, it is a project that empowers the URC people by means of improving education facilities and the systems. It is commendable that there is a strong connection between schools, community, and the culture of the people. I am of strong view that this interconnectedness will yield positive results for the holistic education of the learners. I am informed that the cost of these facilities you are seeing here is more or less approximately 6 million, not thousand, 6 million to complete this project. 6 million Namibian dollars. This is indeed a practice of public-private partnership put in motion. It is through this smart partnership that we will break the labels of disadvantage and marginalized attributes to the Yunkwasi community. The Namibian government prioritizes the education of every Namibian child. The president, Hage Geingob, proclaims that no Namibian must feel left out. And the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture will work towards ensuring that we provide inclusive and equitable quality education, promoting the lifelong learning by 2030. This goal supports the reduction of disparity and inequities in the education, both in terms of access and quality. It recognizes the need to provide quality education for all, and most especially vulnerable population, including poor children, children living with rural areas, persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and refugee children. Otjozondjupa region hosts all these groups I mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, the aims of this project is in close alignment with that of Goal 4. As you know, the UN Sustainable Development Goals and education concentrate on Goal 4. In that it aims to strengthen and affirm Yunkwasi indigenous culture, improve education outcomes for Yunkwasi learners by increasing student attendance and especially the retention of our children at schools, and involve community members in schools operations and cultural education, continuing the training of mother tongue, in this case, Yunwan teachers and educators of their own people. As the ministry responsible for the education, arts and culture of the Namibian children, we are intentional in redressing the plight of the most marginalized to ensure that they too will have a bright future. We must all join hands and make sure the children from this community do not drop out of school. We must join hands and make sure that we empower and develop indigenous Yunkwasi people through education. I agree with President Nelson Mandela when he said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world," end of quote. We can use education to change the Yunkwasi community for the better. We can use education to break the chains of poverty and illiteracy. It is possible. So I am informed that whilst education is ongoing, Yunkwasi Development Fund will create a vegetable garden at each village school, and it was supported by executive director of our ministry, enriching the type of food given to the learners. School vegetable gardens are not only a great way for learners to get fresh vegetables, but also create an outside classroom.
And I'm extremely happy to witness the opening of the school. I think it's going to make a huge difference to this area. You used the word underprivileged. It's quite clear that remote areas in our country are extremely underprivileged. And I think there's nothing more important than this type of investment, this type of commitment to seeing that everybody in the country has an equal opportunity to do well. So this is really very, very important for us, this project, and I thank you very much for allowing me to be here. A great privilege and great honor.